Yo brawlers, this is your man, Glass Chin, and you're watching Glass Chin's Boxing. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yo brawlers, just my quick take on the Otto Wallin versus Kamil Sokolowski fight at the weekend. Wallin didn't exactly set the world on fire with his stale performance. He was happy to go through the motions and grind out a win with a very low punch output. Dillianwhyte's fanbase are over the moon that Wallin looked terrible, using this fight as justification for White ducking the fight back in October. Or should I say at least avoiding the fight due to better things on the horizon. Somehow this fight feels like the moral victory for them. Well, at least the hardcore fan base. I'll keep reading that White would have knocked Wallin out at the weekend. Yeah, he probably would have. Wallin took the fight without a camp on a week's notice, out of shape, weighing 17 pounds heavier than he did for the Tyson Fury fight. So yeah, brawlers, most likely White would have knocked out an unfit Wallin at the weekend. But a fit Wallin is a whole different ballgame. I could say the same that Wallin would beat the White who turned up for the Robert Helenius and Marius Wack fights. But it's all shoulda, coulda, woulda. Could anyone really have seen Tyson Fury beating Vladimir Klitschko after the lackluster fight against Kevin Johnson when Fury completely stunk the place out? I think not, my friends. Imagine walking into the bookies to bet on the Sonny Liston versus Muhammad Ali fight if you had only seen Ali get floored heavy by Henry Cooper. Money on Liston in the first, please, mate. Bosh, like stealing candy from a baby. Oh wait, Ali shook up the world. I shook up the world. Rest in peace, champ. Sorry for the bad impression, I couldn't help myself. But you get my point, it would be like throwing money down the drain. Of course, brawlers, we have to look at all the evidence and not just base predictions off of one fight and one bad performance. Another thing that's bugged me this week, it's kind of annoying how many times I've heard Kamil Sokolowski called a bum this week. I hate throwing around the word casual. It's one my pet hates, as 9 times out of 10 it's boxing casuals that use it, rather than people that actually have in-depth knowledge of the sport. But it has to be casuals just looking at Sokolowski's BoxRec page and seeing his 25 losses, then calling him a bum, because anyone who knows boxing knows that Kamil is one hard bastard, and a good fight for anyone. He has a great chin lasting a distance with heavy hitters like David Price, Martin Bakole and Lucas Brown to name a few. I personally thought he beat Lucas Brown, and has been robbed in a number of other fights. He's pulled out upset wins against George Fox, Alex Dickinson and Nick Webb. So although he's not the best and isn't ever going to challenge for titles, he's a great opponent for contenders to get rounds in and learn against on the way up. He's one tough man. He's like a modern day Marion Wilson. If you've never heard of Marion Wilson, then go look him up. And don't be a casual, and don't let his record fool you. 12 wins, 41 losses and 4 draws. But please, watch some of his fights. To me, he's the best chin ever in the heavyweight division and has never been stopped. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Sokolowski deserves respect. Tough fighters like him are the foundation of British boxing. Without tough-as-nails journeymen like him, some of the greats would never have reached the top heights of the sport. Guys like Sokolowski, who can push you to be better, and if you have an off night, cause the upset. Please try to respect these men and women who put their lives on the line for little to no money. Without them, we don't have a sport. Anyway, brawlers, I'm done preaching, so back to Otto Wallin. Yes, it was a poor show, but all fighters have them. Let's take it as what it was, a tune-up fight to shake off the rust after a year out the ring. It will be interesting to see if Boxer will book him again. There was talk of him fighting Hughie Fury last week, but it looks like Hughie will be fighting Robert Helenius in a WBA first eliminator, so it's really unlikely now, which is probably for the best, as I'm not sure their styles would gel. There's been talk today of him fighting Nathan Gorman next. That's not a fight I'm hugely excited for, but I'd rather watch that than a fight with Hughie Fury. I think that matching him with Gorman is the wrong move from Boxer. I think they should be building Gorman up instead of putting him in a fight where he's quite the big underdog. I'd rather see him in a competitive fight with the likes of Christian Hamer or Eric Molina. Winnable fights where he can still get some great rounds banked. Then push him towards the British title against the David Adelaide, another guy I thought Sokolowski beat, or Fabio Wardley. I really don't get why Boxer would want to make that fight when Wallin isn't even signed to them. It's a good undercard fight, but it's kind of short-sighted from a business point of view. At this stage, Wallin needs to be in bigger fights than this level. He had a great win over Brazil a year ago, but has failed to build on it. White backing out in October has pulled the rug out from underneath him. He lost his IBF world ranking last year due to signing to fight for the WBC interim belt. He's now in no man's land with no ranking and not having the fan base. I guess he should take any fight offered, including Gorman, but I'd rather see him tested against a Chisora, Ortiz, Martin, Bakole, Sanchez, or anyone around world level. Maybe with that win Saturday night, the IBF will reinstate him in their March world rankings. Zhilei Zhang is now favourite to fight the boogeyman Filip Hrgovic in the IBF final eliminator, but maybe Wallin will hijack that ship. Who would you like to see Wallin fight next? What did you think of his performance? Would Dillian Whyte have knocked him out in 12.69 seconds? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And as always, brawlers, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.